Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of true school sports subscribers. Now, where's my brethren all around the world watching this video? Before I get into the video, let me just say, shout out to Teespring for the dope true school sports hoodie. I just bought it recently from Teespring, black and white. So if you guys think this hoodie's fire, let me know in the comments down below, and we'll get some product rolling. But it's good stuff here. I like this hoodie. I'm actually about to go to a local gym here and do an interview, so wish me luck on that. But as you guys can see by the title of the video, I'm going to talk about Demetrius Andrade and Canelo Alvarez, and just how I believe that this is the fight. You know, DAZN, Eddie Hearn, Canelo Alvarez, and Golden Boy, you know, all parties involved. This, to me, is the fight to make for DAZN, and I'll get into that here in a second. But what I really wanted to get into more than anything was Demetrius Andrade's performance against Walter Aquan, the guy he fought from Namibia. I don't know how to say his last name. Akwanda. I can't remember his last name, but the guy that he fought to win his world title. It was boxing. I'm gonna compare boxing to food here for a second. Boxing is like food in the sense that when you have a snack over and over again, and it's still good, but when you eat that snack and then you wait a long time and then maybe eat the snack maybe a week or two, a month, 4 months, a year later, it just tastes better. Well, it's the same thing in boxing. There are some fighters that you watch them fight and you watch them do the thing in the ring, and you know they're talented fighters, but then when you don't see them for a while, and then you watch them again, you realize just why you thought they were so talented in the first place. And I think that could apply here to Demetrius Andrade. Hold on. That could apply here to Demetrius Andrade because he, from what I saw, is still he's everything I thought he was. Granted, the opposition wasn't the best in the world, so we do take that into account here on True School Sports, but he looked really, really good. He's still very slick as a southpaw fighter. He's still very just very fundamental with his boxing skills. Still got amazing boxing IQ. Still has very good fundamentals, and you saw that with his consistent attacks to the body against Walter Aquanda. I can't even say his last name. Walter from Namibia. We'll call him that. Walter from Namibia. You saw just how much skill he still has left, and why people like myself and many boxing pundits and boxing experts and boxing YouTubers and just anybody who is involved in boxing, why we rate this guy so highly. And we want to see him get those opportunities. We want to see him in the big fights. But boxing is a business. That much I understand. Boxing's a business, and if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. The great urban philosopher or rapper DJ Quick once said that. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. He said that, and it applies to this fight because Demetrius Andrade is very high risk, low reward. So what's going to have to happen is that the financial incentive to fight such a top level fighter like Demetrius Andrade is going to have to be very high if he's going to take a Demetrius Andrade fight. But I think this is a fight that Eddie Hearn, Golden Boy Promotions, and DAZN at large should look into making for a couple of reasons. First of all, I just think it's a fun style matchup. You have Canelo Alvarez in there against not just a slick boxer, but a slick, rangy boxer with power in both hands. A guy that's shown himself to be a world-class talent, but just hasn't had the world-class names to validate the world-class talent. And this, for Demetrius Andrade, would be his biggest challenge. And for Canelo, Andrade is still not even though he has a title belt, he's not a completely proven commodity at middleweight. So it even be a chance for Canelo to take his O, and probably I would say, aside from Golovkin in his last fight, getting the biggest win of his career against a style that people have not really seen him fight. A slick, long, rangy, athletic, powerful boxer, puncher. That's what Demetrius Andrade is. He's more he really is more of a pure boxer, more technician, but he does have little droplets of being a boxer puncher. Reminds me of Demetrius Andrade, in some ways, reminds me of a poor man's Michael Nunn, and that is no. Listen, if you know anything about me and just my favorite fighters in the history of boxing, if I compare anybody to Michael Nunn, that is a compliment. Okay, so he has that in his skill set. He's a very, very, very talented fighter. I think there's a good opportunity with for Eddie Hearn, for DAZN, and Demetrius Andrade as well to build his fan base, build him as a fighter in Boston. You know, they had his first fight in Boston. He looked really, really good. I think for his next 2 to 3 fights, they should work on keeping him active. Let him let the man just be active and enjoy his boxing, and put him in there with guys he can beat, but still solid guys, and build him up in Boston. Build him up in Boston. Make that his home base, because that's one thing American fighters have been struggling with here is not building that home base up here for themselves. You know, we see it with a couple guys like, you know, we got Crawford fights in Omaha, Nebraska. You know, Earl Spence's trying to do the same thing in Dallas. And guys like that have done that, but it's very seldom that we see fighters doing that. So I think that needs to be. If I'm Eddie Hearn, if I was a promoter, if I was Eddie Hearn, I would make that my utmost priority. You know, continuing to bring big boxing back to Boston, which is a great fight town, great sports town in general. You know, I lived in the New England area for pockets of my life, so I know just how crazy about sports they are there, and I love that about New England and the Boston area. So I think if I'm Eddie Hearn, you know, you want to keep bringing high quality boxing, big boxing back to Boston. Bring the fights back to Boston and have Demetrius Andrade be the flag bearer for Boston boxing and build his home base there. His next 3 fights, and then 3 fights now, you see where Andrade is at, you see where Canelo's at, and if it makes sense, I say you make the fight. Personally, that's just me. I think this would be a great fight for the sport. Great fight for both fighters to prove something in their careers, and I think the fans will really enjoy it. So, of all the matchups that can be made on DAZN, very few that I would put above this one right here. And should a day come where they do make this fight happen and it does become a reality, you know, I would love to just see these two get it on. So that's just my take. We know the thing is too. I don't necessarily think you even need Andrade to be a big draw to fight Canelo, because Canelo sells regardless. But I think it would make sense to build that home base there in Boston, build interest in Andrade, and just continue just building him, man. Because he's a very, well, for me at least, he's a very fun fighter to watch. Obviously, guys like him with his style, they don't always sell the most tickets, and he's not the most. He's got a good personality, but he's not like the best salesman, so to speak, of himself as far as promoting himself. So he's a fantastic fighter. We don't want to see him in the big fights. You know, we want to see him get a chance to validate all the talent and all the expectations people had placed on him as an amateur that he has had a chance to really fulfill due to promotional issues and due to just a whole host of things in his career. So that's my take. Eddie Hearn, DAZN, they should make the damn Demetrius Andrade fight with Canelo in the future. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take time to subscribe. Let me know about any videos you may want to see me make. Drop in the comments anything I may have missed that you want to see in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. And I'm a kid from Dania with a bomb-ass True School Sports hoodie. So if you guys like this hoodie, all right, drop it in the comments. And who knows, maybe we'll drop some merch again, because I tried it in July. It didn't really pan out well. So we'll try it again, maybe. But let me know what you guys think. So take care.